Okay, so good evening everyone. Hope you are all okay. Okay, so last time we had the class and most of you complained that you are facing a challenge in terms of answering a 2018 question paper GCE. So I've decided to go through this paper, more especially for cubic function or quadratic function. Then apart from that one, we'll answer eighth geometry in the same paper. So here, if you can see, I have 2017 here, but I'm saying I'm going to use 2018. We are going to use this one. I'm sure you are able to see. Let me bring it here so that you see it. Okay, this is the 2018 July August exam, question 12A. So under this question we have okay, let me bring it here so that you'll be able to read. The diagram below shows the graph of y is equal to x cubed plus x squared minus 12x. Okay, so we have that, which means we are talking about a cubic function where we need to answer some questions. Okay, I'm sure you are able to see the graph. Okay, so you are able to see the graph. Okay, so this is the graph we have. Now let's go to some questions that we may answer. Okay, so we get to the questions there. We are saying use the graph to solve the equation x cubed plus x squared plus 12x minus 12x is equal to 0. And we have the next one, x cubed plus x squared minus 12x is equal to x plus 10. Okay, so I'm sure you are able to see that. Then we have b, and under b we have two questions there. So what we'll do, we'll start with a. We'll start with a. Now let's check the graph very well, and let's go back to the normal equation there. So under normal equation there, I'm sure you are able to see there. So under normal equation, it's y is equal to x cubed plus x squared minus 12x. Okay, I'm sure you are able to see. Okay, so what I'll do, we can start with the first question. Okay, if you see here, I have a graph here. I have this Zambia standard graph paper, but I'm not going to use this one for this question because the question or the graph was provided well plotted. So it was plotted for you. So the work was easy for this one. So let's just start the calculations. Okay, let's go to the calculations. As I was explaining, we have those two equations. Okay, so they are saying use the graph to solve the equation. Please use the graph to solve the equation. So let me get where we can work out for this one. Okay, so I'll use this side. Okay, don't mind what is written here. So let's begin our own calculations. Can I use this one, or I changed the paper? Don't I have a nice paper here? Okay, sorry, I want to get a nice one. Okay, here we can use the same one. Okay, let's use this one. Okay, so what I'm saying is, when you are provided a graph like this, okay, so you have provided a graph there, and the question states use the graph to solve the equation. So there we have x cubed plus x squared minus 12x is equal to 0. What you do is you are using a graph. Please try to follow me here. Try to follow me what I'm doing. So you write the equation that is saying, you start with the writing the equation. First, you write the normal equation, the standard equation that is given in the equation. So what you do, first write the equation. So I'll write the equation that is saying y. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I'll start here to say y is equal to x cubed minus x squared minus 12x. So now they are saying use the graph to solve. So we say this is the standard equation that was given in that graph. This is the standard equation that was given in that graph. So what I'll do is I'll write the equation that is given to solve. So this is the equation that was given: x cubed, x squared, es plus, sorry, that is plus, minus 12x is equal to 0. That was the first equation. So let me say this was the first equation that was given. So they are saying use this equation, please use this equation. Let me try to bring it here. Okay, I'm sure it's clear. So they are saying solve this equation using a graph. Use a graph. Where is the graph? Let me show you the graph. So this is the graph we are solving. We are using, sorry. This is the graph we are using to solve. Please, when you have given this, when you have given the equation like this, what you have to understand, from this point here up to there, it's similar from this point here up to that point here. The standard equation that was given is similar to that equation, but this part where there is 0, this is where there is what? Y. So what you do for you to solve this equation, what you do is you say, since this part is the same as with that part, you say y, hope you are getting me, you say y, okay, y is equal to 0. This 0 is representing this part where there is y. Where there is y, that is where there is what? 0. So you say y is equal to 0. So when you do this, when you write this, y is equal to 0, they are saying solve the equation using the graph. So you get to this graph now. You get to this graph now. You say where y is equal to 0 is. Where is the line where y is equal to 0? Now what you have to understand, what you have to explain is this. What I have to explain is this. When you have a line like this, you have x or y plane. This is x, this is y. This line, we say this is 0. Okay. This line that crosses x-axis, this line that crosses x-axis, it crosses x-axis at 0. So when you say y is equal to 0, you are representing this line. You are representing this line that crosses x at 0. So we are talking about this line x-axis when you write y is equal to 0. And when you write x is equal to 0, you are representing this line of y-axis, because this line of x crosses y-axis at what? At 0. Hope you are getting me. Hope you get me there. Okay, so hope you get me what I'm saying. Okay, so here what I'm trying to insinuate is that when you write y is equal to 0, you are representing the line of x-axis. When you write x is equal to 0, you are representing the line y-axis. So now you get to this graph now. You go to this graph now. Okay, sorry. It has been zoomed. Okay. It has been zoomed. Okay, it has been zoomed. Sorry for that. Okay, we have a normal view now. Okay, so you get to that graph now. You go to this graph. If you see that where y is equal to 0 is the x-axis, the line that crosses the x-axis on the graph. So we say this line, okay, so what we will do is we say this is the line here, this is the line here. Now when you see this line, it crosses x-axis, the points of this graph crosses x-axis at 3 times, 3 points. Okay, let me say 3 points. So what I'll do is I'll start with this point. This is the first point where x is equal to -4. And this point here where x is equal to 0, and this point here where x is equal to 3. So what I'll write is, I'll say this is when y is equal to 0, the graph crosses x at x is equal to -4. Another one, x is equal to 0, and the last one x is equal to 3. So these points were describing the equation which is saying these points -4, 0, 3 were answered by knowing this solution, were answered by knowing that solution. So what I was saying is, when you have this value here, it has replaced y, so you say y is equal to 0. So when you come to the graph, this is what I'm saying. When you come to the graph, sorry, I can't put my pen on this graph, I don't have a pencil for this time. So what I'm saying is, so this is the line we are talking about. So we are saying this is the point. Okay, this is the first point, and this point is -4, and this is the second point, that is 0, and the last point here, it's here. Okay, we have answered that one. You have answered that one, because when we saw y is equal to 0, we are talking about this line that crosses y at 0. I'm sure you are clear with that one. This is the way you can answer the first one. Okay, so I'm sure you are clear with that one. Okay, my camera cannot be clear sometimes, and you can be seeing it shaking. Okay, we go to the next one. We go to the next one. Okay, we go to the next one, please. Okay, so the next one, the way we can answer the next one is saying, okay, let me try to write here. Okay, the next one, we are just repeating the same thing. X cubed plus x squared minus 12x is equal to x plus 10. Okay, so this is what I was saying. From x cubed to minus 12x here to this point, we are saying this is the same standard equation here. This is the same standard equation here. So what you will say is, this part x plus 10 has taken x plus 10 has taken the part of what? Y. So what you do here, you say y is equal to x plus 10. That is the meaning. That is the meaning of what we are doing. So here what we will do is, now we go to where we make coordinates. Okay, let me say we can go to where we can make a coordinate, and the way we make a coordinate, we can say you draw a box there. You draw a box to say, okay, let me just draw a small one. This is x and that is y. So I'll say if x is 0, then I'll go to this equation. I'll put where x is 0, so I'll go to this equation. So now, sorry, I want to come to this equation. I'm so sorry. So I'll come to this equation. I'm sure you're able to understand. I'll come to this equation and I'll say where there is x, I'll put 0. Then I'll write plus 10. So I'll say y is equal to 10. So I'll say y is equal to 10. That is my answer. So when I get that answer, I say y is equal to 10. I'll come to the graph now. I check the graph. So when I check the graph, I'll say where is 10? 10 is here. This is the 10 where y is. So what I'll do, I'll draw a straight line from this point up to this point here. So when I draw that line, I'll see that y is equal to 10 as crosses x in 3 points, here, there, and that point. So I have to record the points that is represented by y is equal to 10. So the points here, I have to count. This is okay. I can start with the negatives. I'll start with -4. So I'll say okay, we start from 0, go in that side. So I'll say from 0 we have -1, you have -2, you have -3, you have -4 there. But we know that this is 1 unit. So I'll just count from 3. I'll say 3.1, 3.2, 3. So until I reach that point. So when I reach that point, I have to record to say x is equal to 3. Let me just try to get 3.8. Apart from that, I'll come to the next point. This is 0.8. I'm sure you are getting me. 0.8. apart from that one, I'll come to this point now. And if you see this point, they are in positive. So I'll say this is 3 point. Okay, let me put this one 3.7. Okay, let me say 3.7. So these are the solutions. I'm sure you get that one. Sorry, I failed to put that. Okay, so these are the points we are talking about. These are the points we are talking about. So you have answered that one. We have answered that one. Now we go to this one. But before we go to this one, I want to emphasize this point. Please, if you are not getting clearly, you raise the point. You ask a question, we discuss, then we proceed. So we go to B, but for this one, I'm sure you can't fail during the exam. I'm sure for this one, you are able x is equal to -3. So when we come to this graph, we know that this is 0, this is -1, sorry, this number here. Okay, so let me see, this number here is -1, this is -2, this is -3. So they are saying where x is equal to -3, they are talking about this point. So now this is the cave. This is the cave. So where x is equal to -3, you draw a line here. When you draw a line here, you record the first coordinates. You can record this these coordinates, and when you extend this line, it can come like this point. So record even -5 and 0. So you can record those points. Those -3, there, and you can take this coordinate -5, we know that when you're calculating the gradient, let me give you the formula. When you're calculating the gradient, please let me give you the formula. Okay, so gradient is represented by small letter m. Then we know that we have differences in y-axis over differences in x-axis. So this is how we calculate the gradient. So when we have this, we have the formula of calculating the difference in gradient. So what we do here, so you find the gradient by knowing the different coordinates here. We have seen how we can record. I said the first coordinate, let me say the first coordinate where x1 was negative. Somewhere there. Okay, to come to somewhere there. So it's like that. So I'll say this one is x2, this one is y2. So I'll just replace everything there, then I'll find the gradient, and when I replace there, I'll write 0 minus 18. That is, okay, let me be writing for you. So I'll say 0 minus 18 over, what is x2? X2 is -5 minus 3. Okay, so let me write minus 3, because that one must be like that. Okay, so gradient is equal to -18 over -2, because when I say negative, this is negative, minus minus, it's positive. Negative times negative, so I'll have negative. So if I subtract, I'll remain with that. So I'll or get them correctly. So we go to the last question. Area bounded by the curve x is equal to -3, x is equal to -1, and y is equal to -10. So you come to the graph here. You come to the graph. This is okay. Sorry, this is where my pen is. Just check where my pen is. This is -20. Sorry, this is -3, and they are saying you draw when you are calculating the area of the bounded curve. You can draw a line here, just a line here, and a line at -1, a line at -1, and they are saying y must be -10, and this is -10. So you draw another line here. So when you draw another line, you can check have. And I'm guessing this must be a rectangle. So a rectangle has a length and a width. So you write the formula for a length and a width. That is the formula finding the rectangle. So when we get here, we are saying from -1 to -3, there are 2 units here, because you count from 1, we have 1, 2, 3. So there are just 3 units, 2 units, sorry. Here, that one, and just this box and this box. So we just have 2 boxes there. Then here we have 0 to 10, we have 10 units. So what you say area is equal to 10 times 2 units. We are going to have area is equal to 20, excuse me, you are going to have 20 squared units, or units squared, 20 units. Question 12 for GCE. So we have answered that one, and I'm to pass. Okay, so I'm sure you are able to get a concept there. You are able to get a concept, and I know some of you failed to attend the lessons today, but you get these things because we discussed this thing. And I'm so sad just for Eliza, who is not on this group. Okay, so we'll see how to handle these things. I'm sure she was the one who raised an issue of this paper, who said this paper was this question was question that will be next. Okay, so we are going to answer this one. Please, we are going to answer this one. It was 2017 October. Okay, we are going to answer this one, though it was for internal, but there's something